Hello, Epi here. It's Monday, March the 16th, and we had this idea to have a shiur on Shir HaShirim for the Minyan in the next little while before Pesach, and we can't do that now because of COVID-19. And in general, I think we have to find ways to maintain community despite social distancing. I know that's not easy. We thought one possibility was to provide a few shiurim on video on Shir HaShirim that we could share through this wonderful medium. I'm not great at this kind of stuff, but let's see how this first one goes, and then we'll see from there if there's interest to go on with a few more. Each one would be quite short, 10 minutes or so, and we would take it from there. One of the ways that we can, in fact, maintain community as Jews is to go back, unify ourselves by going back to sources that belong to all of us. And the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, belongs to us. And we can revel in our ability to read it and enjoy it and use it as part of our spiritual life. So, as we prepare our homes for Pesach, by cleaning and all that, we can prepare ourselves spiritually for this season of liberation. The Exodus in our national history, wonderful spring in our personal cosmic history. We come together this way, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. All winter, we add Mashiva Ruach Morida Geshem to our daily prayers, and the idea is that we're asking for wind and rain in the land of Israel in a time when it's supposed to rain in Israel. We're not asking for the impossible. We're just asking for what naturally should happen. But Geshem and Ruach have another meaning as well. Geshem, rain, is that root comes to mean the material world, Gashmiut. And Ruach, wind, that root of Ruach denotes the spiritual world, Ruchaniut, Gashmiut and Ruchaniut. So as we clean for Pesach and clean the material world, getting ready for the holiday, we can take a few moments with a special book, Shir HaShirim, to refresh our spirit, the Ruach, in anticipation of this great holiday. Some of you have studied this book with me before, but repetitive study is part of our tradition. It's like prayer. In fact, we repeat Shir HaShirim every year on Pesach. And some Jews even repeat it every Friday night before Kabbalat Shabbat. It's one of the nice things about living in Morocco is that in Shul Friday night, usually a young boy or a group of young boys would sing chapter after chapter of Shir HaShirim. There's this beautiful melody that the Sfaradim use right before Kabbalat Shabbat. Shir HaShirim is a unique book among the 24 books of the Hebrew Bible. Like Esther, it has no mention of God, yet the rabbis of the Talmud thought it was all about God. Unlike Esther or Ruth, it does not have a single coherent narrative. Yet commentators throughout the ages have seen its verses, in its verses, one single love story. There are 5 Megillot, scroll books in the Bible, and each of them has been connected to a specific moment in our calendar. Shir HaShirim on Pesach, Ruth on Shavuot, Eicha on Tisha B'Av, Kohelet on Sukkot, and Esther on Purim, and one could add the book of Jonah on Yom Kippur to that list. I'm going to try to show you a matrix that illustrates the special relationship that Shir HaShirim has with Pesach. I'm sure there's a better way to do this than this, but let's see if this actually works. I think you might be able to see it if I hold it in the right way, and that is the matrix. You see, there's nature and history at the top, and Shir HaShirim and Pesach at the bottom, or along the side, and you see the way they interrelate. We could draw arrows, of course, connecting all these things in a wonderful way. But the idea of the matrix is fairly simple. It shows how Shir HaShirim fits well, very well, into Pesach. In terms of the natural world we live in, its seasonal cycle, that spring always follows winter and we have nothing to do with that, and the particular history of our people that we have a lot to do with. The song is literally about, Shir HaShirim is literally about human love and spring as a season. There's a very beautiful description of spring in the land of Israel in the second chapter. Pesach is called Chag HaAviv, the spring festival. In history, the song has been interpreted allegorically as the ongoing love affair between the Jewish people and their God, while Pesach is about God's remembering us in our slavery and liberating us, a great demonstration of God's love for us. So what I'd like to do is just take a moment to go into the very, very beginnings of Shir HaShirim. We'll actually get to chapter 1 in detail in the next video, but just to tell you that this book obviously was problematic for the rabbis. God's name isn't mentioned in it. And, you know, in Esther, where God's name is mentioned, the rabbis went out of their way to decide that there was a mention of God. Anyway, that the word makom in chapter 4 represented God. Some rabbis disagreed with that, but they had the sense that they wanted to sort of make God's presence felt in the book. Here, the way they did that is unique, really, and but they were concerned because on face value, in the plain meaning of the text, pshat, it's erotic love poetry. You don't have to go too deep into the book to see that. And the man who saved this book for us is Akiva, because Akiva said the following, and I'll quote it in Hebrew: Ein kol ha'olam kulo kidai kayom shenitna bo shir hashirim v'Yisrael, shekol haktuvim kodesh v'shir hashirim kodesh kodashim. The world is just not worthy of the day that this book was given to Israel, to us. That all of the writings of the Tanakh, he says, are holy, but this is the Holy of Holies, like the Holy of Holies in the tabernacle in the desert, or in Solomon's temple. So that's how he saved the book, by imposing the allegory onto the book, saying this is the holiest of all books, really. It's a kind of rhetorical trick. On the other hand, in another place in the Talmud, Akiva says, but don't you dare sing this song like some kind of bawdy song in a bar. No, this is a holy song. This is about the love affair between the ongoing, continuous love affair with all of its ups and downs, and there were a lot of downs, between the house of Israel and God. So that license to interpret is critical to understanding Shir HaShirim, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the very first chapter in the next video. What I would like to do is give you my email so that you can write me with questions, comments, suggestions, whether you're interested at all in continuing this. So it's epi2626 at gmail.com. Please write. I'm going to say it again, epi2626 at gmail.com. And starting with the next video, please bring a copy of Shir HaShirim to your viewing with any language that you understand. We won't be able to have a give and take, but at least you'll have in front of you the text as you can understand it. And with that, I wish you happy cleaning for Pesach. Let me know of your interest in this, and we'll go on with the next video. Bye.